Hi, Dad. How are you today?
Hey, Jordana. It's a great day, and today we're bringing you this review of Hallmark on a Saturday night instead of a Sunday night.
Absolutely. Doesn't it kind of feel weird?
Well, it's awfully strange, but we've had a full day of football, and we've had a full day of Hallmark, and I think that we need to share things with our fans about Hallmark and the beautiful plays and stories it's bringing to us. How do you feel about today's Hallmark?
So, our adventure, I'll call it, started off last night. We watched the Friday night feature.
We did,
First
yes.
off, we changed our plans because I am taking a little road trip with some girls from my building tomorrow. So
Yes.
we had to rearrange some things because of my adventure. So
Yes, that made us alter our viewing of the presentations from Hallmark.
correct. So we decided we'll for sure watch the Friday night presentation, which I was kind of excited for. I thought this one would be a winner this week, which was called Trivia at St. Nick's.
Yeah, the title sounded wonderful. And
The topic too. I love
yes.
trivia. When I was in college years and years ago, I loved going to trivia night.
Well, even recently, you go out for dinner and they have trivia activities at the restaurant.
Who doesn't love trivia or bingo or whatever it is? A good game night is fun. But there's a but here.
Yes.
This movie, well, if this helps any of our viewers, Mom was out for the account probably within the first 15 minutes.
The Hallmark emphasis on these kind of films with one type of a topic, the Christmas theme, seems to have made Hallmark overproduce Christmas movies. And there's only so many good stories written. And it seems like some of these stories leave a little bit to be desired.
The
Yes.
script of this one just didn't seem to work. The storyline could have been any time of year. It just seemed
Yes.
the acting didn't really do it for me. They put one of their actors that is a regular, Brant Doherty. He's become a regular and he's fantastic. And Tammin Sursik, which I think who played
Yes.
Celeste, is newer to Hallmark. She's adorable.
You know, the acting and the actors were good. It's the material they had to work with that wasn't so good.
Right. You have the idea of, they kept talking about the professor who was a Jeopardy champion 2 times. They kept throwing that at us. He was a 2-time Jeopardy champion.
What was interesting was not the story, but where the story took place. And this story took place in an elite Vermont college town. And you have to think of places like Bennington, Vermont. And most people have never heard of Bennington, Vermont. It's a little small town where there's a small university. And or Middlebury College, which is much larger, and it's in the city of Middlebury. And what happens with the story is that all the students went home for Christmas. And this happens in these little towns. And what happens to the faculty whose home is in that little small town? And they've got to entertain themselves.
And they go to this bar.
They go to this bar.
And they compete for this Stan,
Yes.
which is named after this competitor at this trivia at the bar.
Can you imagine yourself being stuck in a little Vermont town in the middle of winter with nothing to do? Because that's your home and that's where you make your living. And this was the story that they were telling.
So maybe there's some truth to this. Somebody
Yes.
wrote it, and so maybe it's based on someone's story.
Of growing up
Yeah.
in a small town or working at a university or a college in a small town when everybody leaves and goes to Florida or to Arizona, and you're stuck in the middle of Vermont in the middle of winter with the snow and the cold, and what else you have to do but to play trivia. And that was the story.
So the story to me wasn't the trivia. That was a good part. That was a part of it. But the back line of the story was still the Hallmark romance. We got the boy meets girl in a situation of a buffet call out of him not following buffet rules, which who knew there was buffet rules? You can't just go in and carb load. But it was cute.
It was a little bit trite.
Yeah, the love story was cute in there, and boy gets girl, girl gets boy.
I think Hallmark may have been looking for a story to fill a time slot.
Well, and there's so many time slots because we're doing not only Saturday night specials, we're doing some weeks Thursday night also, but some Friday, Saturday, and Sunday most weeks.
Yes.
So a lot of movies.
I think Hallmark needs to spread out their stories and incorporate their stories that are more humanistic and more understandable and more relatable.
Yeah.
Like, what about stories about high school, Greece, that type of a story? Or how about young couples working in an office who fall in love? Focus on things that we seem to want to hear about, and rather than be stuck on one theme, bring more to the adventure for those of us who enjoy Hallmark.
Well, and I think they do that year round really well. And Hallmark always loves to focus on Christmas from October to December. But I really think that Countdown to Christmas doesn't have to be Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday nights, where
it's an overload
because they have so many movies from the past which are so good. Bring back the old movies.
Yes,
there's so many good ones that you play over and over and over again all day long. I love the old ones.
And what you have is a generational change, and so you can bring stories that were presented 10 years ago that today's audience either forgot or has never seen. And there were some wonderful stories.
I can tell you, Dad, even the now generations have forgot the ones from 5 years ago. So I keep rewatching them, and I know you and Mom watch them too. We love them. Mom was playing one today, and I said, "Oh, what was it?" She goes, "Oh, it was an old one." I go, "But I remember the sound. I loved that one."
It was great.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what was that other show we watched?
We not only watched Trivia at St. Nick's, and we said, I don't know if I want to really review this one. It's not such a great one to review. We can talk about it, but it's not our favorite. So we were like, let's try. We haven't watched, but we have on recording the 5-year Christmas Party, and we've been wanting to watch that one.
That also was a sleeper, to say the least. The actress and actors were very good. But you can only work with the script that you're given.
And to give them no fault, you could possibly, like Mom did, fall asleep in 1 year of Christmas Party, because they're going to do it each year for 5 years. So if you miss one of the holiday parties, you're most likely going to see it's coming back very similar the next year, because they do 5 years through the years of seeing each other.
The premise was that this original party was held while 2 theater majors in college were working the Christmas holiday, serving food
as caterers.
As a caterer.
Yeah.
And we've all been to parties, and young people come around handing out the hors d'oeuvres. And that was very interesting. But they showed that this young couple who were theater majors became successful, but still for 5 years they reverted back to working as a caterer, handing out hors d'oeuvres.
Well, and I think the biggest thing, Dad, is that we saw them always trying to have a romance, and it just never got to the finish line. They always wanted something, but because he went back to LA, she stayed in Chicago, it just didn't work out. Their paths never seemed to stay aligned. It wasn't the right timing.
It was very unbelievable.
Well, and I kind of told you, I said, like Marvin Gaye used to sing about, let's get it on. Like I wanted it to end, and I wanted them to be together because I mean, it was about time. 5 years is a long time. And like at one point he said, if it's not going to work, let's just move on. Yeah,
and they didn't move on. They just kept bringing it back for us to digest. And as I say, the actor and actress were given their lines that were very hard for us, the viewing audience, to enjoy. So what's for next week?
So tonight there is a great one that we were going to watch, which was called Santa Tell Me, and I think we'll definitely probably review that for next week. It's about where she meets, she goes back and she finds an old Christmas letter that she's supposed to find her true love, and she figures out from Santa that it's the name is Nick, and she runs into these 3 Nicks.
Yes.
So possibly we'll review that one. Hopefully that one is a little bit better. Seems to be that the Saturday night features are the ones that are kind of A+ movies.
That's right.
And are the stellar movies.
They give us, the viewing audience, their best on Saturday night.
Then tomorrow night, Sunday night, is 'Tis the Season to Be Irish, which looks like a cute movie as well. She's off to Ireland in that one. Friday night, I don't know. You may like this one. I'm not really sure what your thoughts are going to be about it, but it's going to be called Christmas with
The Sings.
The Sings, and this one has your favorite actor on Hallmark, Dad. And you would recognize him if you saw him because he plays on our Virgin River, which should be back soon.
Virgin River is coming back.
And Brady is in this one, our Benjamin Hollingsworth. So I don't know if you're going to force us to watch this one just to see Brady. But so that is Friday night. But we haven't had success with Friday night movies. So I don't know if we're going to watch that. Well, but Brady is in it.
Well, we're going to review the 3 movies, and we're going to hopefully bring to all of you the best of the Hallmark for next weekend, so that it will be more enjoyable for you to watch.
Yeah.
But
and the last one is next Saturday night is Jingle Bell Run, and this one has a great cast. So I think that's the one we're going to actually probably watch. That one has the stellar cast of the weekend, which is Ashley Williams, Andrew Walker. This one is about
very good.
They're the stars of Hallmark right now, and it is about actual reality show called The Great Holiday Dash. And you have a school teacher being paired up with a hockey player,
a
professional.
That should be interesting.
So that one sounds fun, and it seems like the Saturday night ones are the ones that we're probably going to stick to. So it should be great. I am sorry if I'm interested though in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking of these Hallmark movies. The Thursday, the Friday, the Sunday movies. Those aren't seem to sit with us as much as the Saturday features. Let us know if you're feeling.
I think Hallmark needs to focus on their presentations for the viewing audience to enjoy, rather than to cram in all of these movies that put Nana to sleep.
Yeah, and maybe that's something for next year that they can look at, is maybe not have so many of them.
Yes.
Because it's not about quantity, it's about the quality, I think.
I think that's very, very excellent.
Yeah. There's so many of them, and you can go through. I go on their Hallmark app, and I'm like, yes, check, I watched this. Check on this. I watched this one. But did I really enjoy
There
them?
can only be so many stories about the holiday season. And they have to bring more entertainment mixture and variety for us to keep watching the Hallmark Channel. So on behalf of Jordana and myself, we wish you a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the football tomorrow, all the professional games, and also the college basketball games. Season is on its way. And we look forward to seeing everybody
next week. Yeah, and hopefully the movies will be better. We're going to definitely watch some stellar ones hopefully next week. We picked some duds, I think, this week, but hopefully next week we'll have better ones.
So to everybody, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Not tomorrow, but the following Sunday.
Absolutely. Bye-bye now.
Bye, everybody.